With Jim Henrik on the Delaware River, separating the states of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Chip Hanauer, Steve Reynolds, Jim Crockfeld talking with owner Steve Woomer on the left about the weather conditions. Some of the crew members willing to just wait. And then there's Reynolds with another idea.
You get out now. Be careful of the water. The water's a little bit rough, but don't worry. We have some new safety equipment, and I'm testing it out right here.
Leave it to Reynolds to keep things loose. But you can see just how windy it is out there. Very windy. Todd Yarling in the U-22, the auto sunroof going out. They've got to get the engine started before the boat, and the wind blows it into the rocks. They make it all right. And here's Jerry Hopp in the Holset Miss Madison heading out. Let's look at the drivers' faces as they head out onto this 2-mile, very, very choppy course. First of all, George Johnson in the Oberto, the Seattle-based boat. Sitting in for Ron Snyder, Jerry Hopp in the Holset Miss Madison. And finally, Todd Yarling in the U-22 Miss Auto Sunroof. So here we go with Heat 1A. Only 3 boats, and the U-22, the Auto Sunroof, out in first place. All the boats safe, well behind the starting line as the gun went off. On the inside is in lane number 1 is the Holset Miss Madison, Jerry Hopp, who drove this boat in Evansville after, of course, Ron Snyder was injured when he was thrown out of that boat. Fairly calm on the main straightaway, the front chute as they go down this Delaware River on a 2-mile course. George Johnson going wide. Now, Lee Shaneth, the head referee, has ruled that due to the water conditions these boats will have to put up with, no points are going to be awarded because they feel the boats really, even though we're seeing a great race here, they just can't perform up to their normal standards. So we're going to have preliminary heats with no points, and then if we can get a final in here, we will indeed go for the national points as well. Now as they go down the back chute and head for the Ben Franklin Bridge here on this 2-mile course, you can see all 3 of them lined up. They all qualified at very similar speeds. On the inside again, Jerry Hopp and the Holset Miss Madison, but in the U-22 in lane number 2 is the Auto Sunroof, and Todd Yarling holding on to a slight lead as they come down after lap number 1. Lee Shaneth, the head referee, also ruling we will go with only 3-lap preliminary heats. 3-lap heats. Kenny Washer on the right, the crew chief for this boat. The Auto Sunroof with Todd Yarling out of Hanover, Indiana. They've been with us on the entire circuit and coming back here now to race in Philadelphia, as has George Johnson and the Oberto. Nice race right there, though, as you see the U-22, Yarling, and then Jerry Hopp on the inside. And here comes Johnson on the outside on lap number 2. As they go into the south turn, the water really churning things up. The boat's having a tough time trying to negotiate these turns, and they get into the very, very nasty backstretch. They're looking at 3 to 4 foot waves out there, as well as the normal rollers. Look at the U-22 in the middle jumping around. On the inside, the heavier boat, that being the Holset Miss Madison, Jerry Hopp with a pretty good ride and a slight lead going down the back straightaway. Carol Hughes, the wife of Bob Hughes, who is the team manager for the Holset Miss Madison. Big rollers anyway. Here it looks fairly calm, but it is not. Believe me, it is plenty choppy for these boats as Hopp holds on to a slight lead over the other 2 boats. Working it out, having the piston-powered boats in Heat 1A, and the turbine boats will come out then in Heat 1B. We'll see them a little bit later. Actually, the conditions favor these heavier boats. The wind and the rough water just wreak havoc on the turbine boats, the much lighter unlimited hydroplane. Jerry Hopp going around the south turn for the last time here on lap number 3. Some of the crew members, Steve Reynolds in the background watching, trying to figure out how he'll run down this course. The pits are in the back chute. You'll see them go by as these boats head down the back straightaway. Second place is the Auto Sunroof. Bob Hughes hoping his boat will hold on and get a heat victory. Jerry Hopp, as you see now, back towards Philadelphia. The boat's going down the back chute. Jerry Hopp has never won a heat, and here he has a chance to do it as he heads for the Ben Franklin Bridge and the north third, and coming around possibly to get his first heat victory in his unlimited hydroplane driving career. He drove the Oberto, the boat to his right on the left side of your screen last year, and was very successful. And now the race for the finish. In lane number 2, the Holset Miss Madison. On the right of your screen, the U-22, the Auto Sunroof. Here's the finish. Holset Miss Madison. Jerry Hopp getting his first heat victory as an unlimited driver. Jerry, you might even take a victory lap. Who knows? Jerry Hopp, the winner of Heat 1A. Looking at the results again, no points are being awarded, so a first place to the Holset Miss Madison, second to the Miss Otto Sunroof, and the Oberto failing to finish, breaking down on that final lap. Down to the pits.
Excuse me, Jerry, this is, I believe, is your first heat victory.
Yeah, it's my first heat victory ever.
And I'll tell you this, probably the roughest course in the history of Unlimited.
That was a wild ride out there, I'll tell you.
Along that the front chute by the sight line looks like it's a little smoother than the back chute.
Yeah, it is. It's smoother over there. Over here, we've got the wind waves. Then over there, we've just got the Delaware River.
Okay, congratulations, Jerry.
Thank you.
Second place went to the Sunroof, Auto Sunroof, and the U-22, and let's check in with Don right now. Don?
Todd, you take the pillow out of the cockpit or leave it in there?
Oh, it's going to stay in there for a while.
What's it like? Jerry was saying that the back chute's the bad part, and then it's not so bad on the main straightaway.
Yeah, it's a lot worse on the back stretch. The main straightaway is not real bad, but it's got real long swells, and I was spending most of my time out of the water, so, you know, if you can't make that prop bite, you can't go anyplace.
Well, despite the conditions, you put on a great race. Nice going.
Well, it was really tricky out there a few times.
This might be the best craft to have out there, a hovercraft on the Delaware River. We'll return to the Budweiser Hydrocade right after this.